Hello everyone, welcome to Accounting 2242, and I hope you enjoy this course. So the purpose of this presentation is to give you a very general high-level overview of what's expected in the course, and of course all the details are in the syllabus. So first of all, I'll just tell you a little bit about me. My name is Daphne Rickson, and I have a PhD in accounting from University of Warwick in the UK. And I'm a chartered professional accountant, and I'm an associate professor of accounting here at St. Mary's University, and I'm also the executive director of our Center of Excellence in Accounting and Reporting for Cooperatives. And I've been working at St. Mary's since 2008. Previous to that, I worked for 20 years in the public and private sectors as a controller and finance director. And when I'm not teaching and doing research, I really enjoy traveling. I've traveled quite a bit throughout Europe and Asia and South America. And I still have a bucket list of a few places I want to travel in the future. In terms of how you can reach me, my office hours and email, you can email me at any time if you need help. If you want to speak to me, certainly you're welcome to set up a time for a phone call or Skype, and I'll be happy to accommodate that. I'll respond to your emails within 24 hours. Now, looking at the textbook and the calculator, we are using Managerial Accounting. This is the third edition, and it's written by the authors Braun, and Beaubien and Tietz, and this is published by Pearson. And you need to purchase My Accounting Lab. So if you purchase a used textbook, you can buy the access to My Accounting Lab separately. And in addition to this, you'll see here on the PowerPoints, I'm not going to list them all, and it's also in the syllabus, we have certain calculators that are approved for your midterm and final exam. So make sure you go through the list and use the Sharp calculator or the Texas Instrument, the HP, the calculators that are outlined here on the PowerPoints, and also they're listed in your syllabus. So you must use one of these approved calculators for your final exam, and you're not allowed to use your phone as a calculator in exams, just so you know. Okay, so for the all-important information, the evaluation, how are the marks accumulated? Well, there's 4 different categories. We have your group online discussion. So this is where you're assigned a discussion question and you are to provide your response. And in addition to that, you have to respond to at least one other student's response. We have 4 of those throughout the term, and they're worth 2 marks each for a total of 8. We also have online quizzes. So these quizzes are contained within My Accounting Lab. We have 8 of them, and they're worth 2% each. You can have as many tries as you want, so if you do it and you don't like your result, you can go back and redo it again. But once the time limit has passed, which would be on a Sunday at 11 p.m., then that's it. You can't get another try at it, but you can practice them as much as you want, and the last one you submit will be your mark. But you should note that each time you open a quiz to do it, you will get the same problem but different numbers. So make sure you save your information as you go through, and then when you're ready to submit, then submit your responses. The midterm exam, that will be held in person, and it's worth 31%. And if you live more than 100 kilometers outside the city, just go on our website for the course and you'll see the links to how you can apply to have your exam written in your local area. The final exam is also in person, and it's worth 45%. All of that better add up to 100. The next thing I want to go through with you is a suggested weekly schedule. With an online web-based type of course, you don't have the benefit of going to class to prompt you to get certain work done and to read your chapters and so on. So you do have to be self-motivated to quite a degree. So what I would suggest is follow the schedule in the syllabus. So each week read the chapters that you're assigned, then go through the interactive presentation, and sometimes that might be a little easier to follow perhaps than the text, but it's there as a benefit. So if you find you read the textbook and you understand the material, you don't have to do the interactive presentations. The interactive presentations are just a way to provide the information that's in the textbook. Then I also have a series of videos starting with chapter 3 and moving on certain key problems. So what you are provided with, as indicated in the next section here, the next bullet, the practice questions. So in the syllabus, you are given a list of problems that you're responsible for. So what you need to do to really grasp the material and understand it, you need to go to the practice questions, do them, and then compare your answer to the solutions that are provided. However, in addition to the problems that come with the textbook, I've generated some videos to actually show how to do the problems. So I've got, one or two for most of the chapters that are more problem-oriented, and this is just additional information for you. If you find you're grasping the material just fine from the videos, from the solutions that come with the book, then that's fine. You don't have to use them. But if you need a little extra help and you don't quite understand where all the numbers are coming from, you might find my demonstration videos helpful. And finally, of course, you want to make sure that you complete your online quiz and your online discussion boards as required in the course syllabus. So as I mentioned, the videos, these are problem demonstrations. I've used Excel to basically show how to do various key problems. So don't get the idea this is the only type of problem that you're responsible for. It's not. These are just some of the problems that probably some students might find a bit challenging when they look at the solutions that come with the textbook problems. That you might have some trouble understanding where some of those numbers are coming from. So that's why I've done these demo videos, so you can actually see and hear the explanation of where the numbers are coming from for these various problems. So I don't have a video for every problem, just some of the key ones where students do tend to have a little bit of trouble. And so it's important as well to understand that these demo problems are not meant to replace the problems that come with the book. They're just intended to supplement those. So speaking of the problems that come with the textbook, you have your practice problems. So those are the ones that are listed in the book. So you are responsible for all of the problems listed in the syllabus. You are responsible to make sure you know how to do them. And this is important that you actually do them. Don't just read the problem in the book, then look at the answer. You'll never learn accounting that way. You have to do the problem. So my advice is take the problem in the book, do it. When you finish, then compare your response to the solution. So there's no substitute for practicing accounting. You can only really learn accounting by doing. Memorizing will never work for accounting. Now a little bit more information about those group online discussions. So we don't have them on every chapter. There's 4 of them. They're worth 2% each. So we have group online discussions in chapters 4, 7, 9, and 11. And the questions are located in the group discussion questions in My Accounting Lab. And if you have trouble finding those, there's a video, a YouTube video located in your course to show you where you can find those online discussion questions. As with the quizzes, the online discussions, so you have to provide your initial response, then you need to go through and pick a response from another student and make some comments on that student's response. All of that has to be done by Sunday at 11 p.m. So there's no extensions or makeups permitted on either the online discussions or on the quizzes. So now, moving along to the chapter online quizzes. There's 8 of them, and they're worth 2%. We don't have any on chapters 1 or 2, so they start with chapter 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. The course excludes chapter 6. So the quizzes are due Sunday nights at 11. Solutions are released at 11:01. That's the reason why there's no extensions or makeups permitted. So again, there is a YouTube video to help you locate your quiz for grading. So what you want to look for is quiz for grading. If it doesn't say for grading, you're not getting a grade. There's lots of practice quizzes in the system, so it's important that you make sure that you locate the one for grading. You're quite welcome, and in fact recommended, to do some of the practice ones, but make sure you know they're not going to be worth a mark. Now, for the midterm and final exam, they will be comprised of multiple choice questions, a few, not too many, and mostly problem-solving questions, which are reflective of the material covered in the course syllabus. So the midterm exam will include chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The final will concentrate on the chapters after the midterm, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, but you need to be aware, of course, that accounting knowledge is cumulative, so in terms of responding to the latter chapters, you would need to have a good understanding of the first part of the course. And as I mentioned earlier, of course, it's going to be held in person here at St. Mary's University, and the time and location will be announced as we get closer to the exam. If you do reside more than 100 kilometers outside Halifax, then just follow the information on the course website and complete the forms to request an invigilator to supervise your exam to be written in the area where you are located. So a few tips for success in the course. With a web course, it's important to find a way to keep yourself on schedule. It's easy, I think, to kind of procrastinate when you don't have to go to class and put everything off until an assignment is due. Never a good idea. So first of all, I'd suggest that you prepare a schedule that would reflect the due dates for your assignments, and make sure that you allow sufficient time. So say, for example, for the online discussion boards, you have to have your response plus a response to another student's response in by 11 p.m. So obviously, everybody's initial response has to be done well before 11 p.m. or you're not going to have an opportunity to earn all the marks on the online discussion boards. So don't leave everything for the last minute. If you think an assignment is going to take you an hour to do, budget extra, budget 2 hours. You know, everything takes longer than you think. This is very true in the business world, and this is something that you need to really have a good sense for scheduling and estimating how long it's going to take to do something, both in terms of your coursework here at the university, but also as you enter the workforce. You really need to make sure that your work is submitted on time, both here and at work. Lots can go wrong when you're doing online work. There could be a power outage, the system could go down, you could have connection issues. Any number of things can go wrong. So for that reason, you don't want to wait until 10 p.m. Sunday night to do your online assignment. Not a good idea. In the meantime, if you have issues with the course, don't let it go on for too long. The best thing to do, as soon as you start encountering problems, be sure to contact me and I'll work with you to see if we can help you understand and work through some of the problems that you're having with the course. So the sooner you seek help, the better off you'll be in terms of succeeding in the course. In terms of registering for My Accounting Lab, there are instructions on the course website. So there's a document there in terms of providing you with step-by-step instructions on how to register for My Accounting Lab. So when you purchase a new textbook, that information accompanies the textbook. If you're purchasing a used book or you're going with the e-edition of the book, again, you have to register for this inside Brightspace. So to reduce your frustration levels, start on this early. Make sure you read the instructions. If you just try to register outside Pearson, outside the Brightspace, if you just go to the Pearson, if you just Google Pearson and try to get the access code that way, it doesn't work. So you're not going to get to the correct course. So just make sure you do all of this from inside Brightspace. Finally, in terms of locating your quizzes, your online quizzes and your discussion board assignments, there are YouTube videos there for you to guide you through the navigation process. I know there's a lot of menus, a lot of information on the site there. So to make life a little easier, I've created a couple of videos where you can go in and find your online quizzes and your discussion board. And again, last reminder, lots of quizzes there. You got to look for the one that's marked Quiz for Grading, and that's the one that's going to get you the marks. So that concludes a brief overview of the course. For full details, it's important that you read your course syllabus, and if you have any questions, be sure to get in touch with me via email. Thanks so much, and good luck with the course.